here to ask you 73 questions.
Awesome. This is John, Rocky, and Celeste.
Hi.
And Matthew, of course. They're my roommates. I'm back. I'm actually making cookies.
Sweet. All right, so I'm gonna start asking you some questions. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, so where are you from?
Sudan, Messiah, Philippines.
How long have you lived here?
Oh gosh. I don't math, but since I was 7, I'm now 33. Figure that out.
Oh wow. 3 words to describe Houston.
Let's see, diverse, spontaneous, and home.
What made you decide to move here?
My parents moved me here. I had no decision.
What made you decide to dye your hair?
You know, there was no rhyme or reason. I just wanted blue hair.
Makes sense.
As old people do in their 30s.
What color is next?
I think a mix of red and purple.
Ooh, nice. I'm here for that. Coffee or tea?
Coffee. Do you want some?
That would be great.
Awesome.
What is your go-to Starbucks order?
Venti iced green tea with 1 Splenda.
Nice. I think I've gotten you that a few times.
You definitely have.
What is your favorite color?
Yellow.
What's your spirit animal?
Unicorn.
Obviously. How many siblings do you have?
None biological, many adopted.
How do you define family?
A group of people who love each other and make sacrifices for each other.
How important are friendships in your life?
Very important. I feel like friendships are family.
What is essential in any true friendship?
Vulnerability, trust.
How old are you?
33.
3 words to describe 33.
I'm gonna borrow some and quote Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus. 33 was a year of taking chances, making mistakes, and getting messy.
What are 3 goals for 34?
You know, it sounds weird. I want to live authentically. I want to focus on my educational goals and stuff, and be present. How do you like your coffee?
Black is good. Who is your role model?
Michelle Obama. Is that strange?
I don't think so.
I love her.
She's amazing. What is the most recent book you've read?
Dare to Lead by Brene Brown.
What is the most impactful book you've read?
There is a book called I Will Praise Him by Ronald Allen. He was a professor of mine, actually. And it just changed my perspective on the Book of Psalms. So.
Oh, nice. What is the most moving piece of art you've seen or heard?
Seurat's Picnic in the Park.
What did you learn from it?
The love of Impressionism.
Who do you text when you're sad?
My sisters.
Who do you text when you're happy?
My sisters.
And who do you go to for advice?
My mentors.
What is the best advice they gave you?
This can work in different contexts, but she told me this in the context of the church. You don't leave because it's hard, you leave because you're loved.
Ooh, wow, that's deep.
Right? I feel like that works in so many different contexts.
I agree with that. If you could live anywhere, where would it be?
Barcelona.
Ooh, what is your favorite thing about traveling?
How small it makes me feel.
How many countries have you been to?
26.
One country that you hope to visit?
Brazil.
Nice. I didn't know you hadn't been there.
No, never been to South America, so that's gotta be next.
Why is it important to travel?
I think it's important to understand different cultures and different perspectives because the world is so big and we are so small.
How much have you learned about yourself through travel?
I have grown through traveling. I literally figured out my life calling through traveling, so pretty big.
How much have you seen God in the places you've traveled to?
Oh my gosh, he's everywhere. He's everywhere.
What do you do for work?
I am a licensed clinical social worker, and then under that umbrella, I do counseling.
How did you end up in it?
Through traveling. I was in Mexico, and I realized that I should not be a nurse. I was a nurse before. I was trying to be a nurse before.
Oh, that was my next question, was what other professions did you consider?
Nursing. was not called for it.
What are 3 words to describe your job?
Intense. Never boring.
What do you want your job title to be in 10 years?
As crazy as it is, I really want to get a doctorate in social work.
Are you serious?
In my 40s.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
This is completely candid. I didn't know this. What are you studying in school currently?
I am currently in school in seminary for cross-cultural ministry.
Why did you choose this?
Because I eventually want to have a group home for orphans in my hometown so that the chances of them getting trafficked are lower.
When will you be graduating with this degree?
3 years. I'm going part-time, so it's a little longer than usual. Continue to ask me questions, girl.
What is your creative outlet?
I love to write.
What led you to create 50 First Dates?
Oh my God. Dating was a new journey, and I processed through writing, so I wanted to use it to process what dating is like and what I've learned.
What are 3 words to describe what you've learned so far?
Oh my goodness. Unexpected, worth the risk, I think.
What do you hope people will take away from it?
I hope they see themselves and learn what I learned.
What song is speaking to your headspace currently?
Lizzo's Truth Hurts. It's very explicit, so if you're not into that, don't look it up.
How would you describe your faith journey so far?
A roller coaster.
What is your life verse, or do you have a life verse?
I have a life chapter, and it would be Jeremiah 31.
When were you saved?
2007.
Is there an influential person who helped you along on that journey?
Yeah, on my faith journey, her name is Katie Murphy. She is someone I met in Mexico. And when I went to Mexico and found out I should not be a nurse, that's also when I found Jesus, through Katie. So,
which biblical character do you relate most to?
Israelite people who just continue to sin even though God continues to save them.
That's all of us, I'm pretty sure. What role in the church is God calling you to serve in?
Right now, in this season, it is prayer ministry and also women's ministry.
How important is it for the church to understand mental health?
I think that it's very important, and I'm learning in school that there's a big chasm between those who have mental health issues and the church.
And is there anything specific from seminary that you've learned?
I'm learning that not just people in the church, but the general public, they don't really know what to do with it or how to help. Kind of a pray it away mentality.
How many mission trips have you been on?
3.
What was the most eye-opening one you went on?
I feel like all of them are eye-opening in their own way, but Kenya definitely opened my eyes in how to properly help missionaries.
What is the name of the mission trip that you're raising money to go on?
So the organization that we're partnering with is Ananias House, and we are setting up a conference, and our team is called the Healing Team.
Where will you be traveling?
We are going to Lebanon.
And who will you be traveling with?
I am traveling with a group of counselors, and there will be about 8 of us. We're traveling to teach women about trauma.
How did you find out about the trip?
My student advisor at my school.
What's the overall purpose of the trip?
There are many women in the Middle East that are church leaders and don't have access to the proper education to disciple, to help with trauma, or to understand leadership. And so our team is helping with the trauma aspect. It's a 5-year project, 3 conferences each year. And so we're building relationships with the same women from Syria, Turkey, and Egypt.
How does this purpose relate to your personal faith walk?
It is a passion of mine to have people understand mental health, especially trauma and the effects of trauma. And we would be teaching these leaders in the Middle East so that they can teach their the people that they love how to handle trauma. And most of these women have had their share of trauma, especially with the war going on there.
Have you had experience in women's ministry before?
Yeah, I grew up in women's ministry, and when I decided to give my life and surrender it to Christ, it was a women's ministry, and I'm a part of a women's ministry now.
What professional experience do you have that will help you on this trip?
I have counseled a lot of people who, cookies are done, have gone through trauma in their lives, and so I think that will translate pretty easily in this trip.
Why do you want to go?
I want to go because I think that it's absolutely important to process trauma, and people need to know how to do it. So that's why I want to go. Hey guys, cookies are ready.
Why is this mission trip important for the church to stand behind?
Because I believe that the church is not just in one nation. I believe the church is the nations. And so I think it's important to support the Middle East and what's going on right now.
We have some friends. Oh, who are these people?
Ooh, my roommates, my family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We bake a lot.
How did God call you to this trip?
Actually, my advisor told me about it initially, and my friend Amber had been praying about having me join her team in leadership in October, but it made more sense to go with the trauma team doing what I do. So that's how it happened.
When will you be leaving?
July 2nd.
How can we be praying for you?
The women have already done a discipleship conference in April. So they're very, very excited about this upcoming conference. So just be praying for them, be praying for us, that we're impactful, that somehow we teach them very basic mental health and trauma information so that they can go home and teach it to the women in their churches.
How can we help fund your trip?
So I am fundraising, and I'm not asking people for a certain amount of money, just whatever you would like to give, and we will give you that info. It is ananiashouse.org. You just click the donate button and put my name on it.
How many languages do you speak?
I speak 3.
Can you say goodbye in one?
Paalam po.